Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy. SummerSlam 2023 was a little over a week ago, and what an ending to that show, am I right? It got me thinking about some of the other crazy ways WWE has ended their second biggest show of the year. So let's not waste too much time here. Make sure you like the video and consider subscribing. I'm pretty close to 500, so I'd really appreciate it. Number 10, you'll never see it coming. While The Fiend and Braun Strowman's Falls Count Anywhere main event was just okay, it's what happened afterwards that really got people talking. The Fiend would defeat Braun Strowman to win the Universal Championship, but then out of nowhere, Roman Reigns returned and speared The Fiend. Roman Reigns decided to stay home for health purposes at the start of the pandemic. We didn't know when he would be back, and what a statement to make in his return. He put a beating on both Strowman and The Fiend and set his sights on the Universal Championship. WWE tried forcing good guy Reigns on the fans by having him win everything and try to make him the future of the company. With this return though, we finally got a heel Roman Reigns. No more smiles and silly promos. This was the start of something special. This might not have been the craziest of endings, but I mean, it's a cool return and it was a huge change in character, so, you know, it's something. Number 9, Heartbreak Ref. Bret Hart challenged The Undertaker for the WWF Championship in the main event of SummerSlam 1997. There were two big stipulations going into this match. Number 1, Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee, and number 2, Bret said if he didn't win the championship, he would never wrestle in America again. At the end of the match, Shawn got knocked down to the floor. Bret Hart would take this opportunity to hit Undertaker over the head with a steel chair. Shawn Michaels got back into the ring to make the 3 count, but the Undertaker managed to kick out. Shawn noticed the chair in the corner of the ring and was yelling at Bret, pretty much knowing what he had done. Bret spit in Shawn Michaels' face, and out of anger, Michaels went to whack Bret Hart with the chair. Hart was quick enough to drop down, and the chair nailed Undertaker in the head instead. Bret covered Taker, and Shawn had no choice but to make the 3 count. Shawn looked pissed, the Undertaker looked pissed and a little dazed. Bret Hart got to win his 5th World Championship, and the other members of the Hart Foundation came out to celebrate with him. Number 8. Thought he was dead? LOL. Although this wasn't a great way to end the show, looking back at it over 10 years later, it feels so random, so I felt like I had to include it on this list. CM Punk and John Cena main evented SummerSlam in 2011 to crown the undisputed WWE champion. Punk had left the company with the title, so WWE had a tournament to crown a new champion, which Rey Mysterio won. John Cena, being the very good guy that he is, beat him for the title later that same night. CM Punk came back, and we can't have 2 WWE champions now, can we? So the two had their main event match at SummerSlam, with Triple H being the special guest referee. Now that we're all caught up, the two had a great match, and even though Cena's foot was on the rope, CM Punk won and became the undisputed WWE champion. Now here's where things get a little silly. After the match, Kevin Nash, of all people, attacks CM Punk. He hits him with a jackknife powerbomb, and that's when Alberto Del Rio comes out. Del Rio has his handy-dandy Money in the Bank briefcase with him and cashes in on poor Punk and becomes WWE champion. Unexpected? Yes. Good booking? No. But hey, the title of this video is 10 crazy SummerSlam endings, and a Kevin Nash attack leading to a Money in the Bank cash-in is pretty nuts. Number 7, the best there is. The match between Bret Hart and the British Bulldog for the Intercontinental Championship is an all-timer. While it is a great moment to end the show, that isn't the only reason it's on this list. The main reason this match is on this list is because Bret Hart pretty much had to carry this entire main event match. Apparently, Davey Boy Smith and Jim Neidhart had been doing cocaine for 3 straight days together. Smith called Bret Hart the day before their match panicked, not knowing what he was gonna do. Bret Hart had been building this match in his head for a bit, so he told Bulldog that he was gonna walk him through it step by step through the whole match. Davey Boy was able to go out there and have a great match with the Hitman and would win the Intercontinental title. It was a great moment on camera. British Bulldog and Bret Hart shook hands as pyro went off and 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium looked on. A great match, and it really showed just how good Bret Hart is. Number 6, Highway to Hell. Undertaker and Edge had a brutal Hell in a Cell match to close out SummerSlam 2008. Tables, ladders, chairs, stairs, cameras. Edge speared Undertaker through the cell wall at one point. Both men put each other through hell while in Hell in a Cell. Undertaker picked up the win, but that was not enough. The end of the show saw Undertaker chokeslam Edge through the ring. Flames shot out from the hole that was created, and it appeared as if Undertaker sent the Rated R superstar straight to hell. We saw Edge again later that year, so it's safe to say he found a way out. Number 5, Brother Betrayal. In the main event of SummerSlam 2023, Jey Uso challenged his cousin Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Not only was the title on the line, if Jey won, he would become the Tribal Chief. The match was contested under tribal combat rules, which means no disqualifications and no interferences. there must be a clear winner. Well, WWE broke their own rules with this one because halfway through the match, Solo Sikoa attacked Jey while him and Roman Reigns were brawling near the fans. Even though it was 2-on-1, that didn't stop Jey Uso. He was able to hit a spear on Roman Reigns and also an Uso splash. He went for the cover and we were a second away from seeing a new champion crowned until a hooded figure yanked Jey out of the ring, which stopped the pin attempt. The hooded figure revealed himself to be none other than Jey's twin brother Jimmy. As Jey sat on the floor trying to process what his brother just did, Jimmy delivered a super kick to his own brother. Soon after, Roman Reigns would spear Jey through a table and retain his titles to remain the tribal chief. While the booking is questionable and a Jimmy vs. Jey feud is probably something we don't need just yet, it was still pretty shocking and sent the fans home wondering what could possibly be next. Number 4. Suplex City. A few months after breaking Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar would also break the typical John Cena match formula at SummerSlam 2014. John Cena put his WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Brock Lesnar, and boy did Cena get his ass kicked. Brock Lesnar obliterated John Cena during this match. Cena could barely get in any offense. Now, after about 10 minutes of getting beat down, we would expect John Cena to rise above hate and go for his 5 moves of doom to get the match back in his favor. But nope, we did not see that. After the second F5 connected, Brock Lesnar became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He delivered 16 German suplexes to John Cena during this match. While not the most exciting way to end SummerSlam 2014, we had never seen a main event as one-sided as that, especially with someone like John Cena involved. This was the grand opening of Suplex City, and what a way to continue the killer year Brock Lesnar was having. Number 3. The Viper strikes. John Cena handpicked Daniel Bryan to be the one to challenge him for the WWE Championship in the main event of SummerSlam 2013. The match was great, and in a somewhat shocking result, Daniel Bryan actually picked up the win over Cena and became the new WWE Champion. The fans had been rallying behind him for quite some time at that point, and the fact that he beat the guy to become the champion felt incredibly rewarding. Mr. Money in the Bank Randy Orton would cut the celebration short by teasing a cash-in on Bryan. He decided to back off. That was until Triple H, who was the special referee for Cena and Bryan's match, turned Daniel Bryan around and hit him with a pedigree. Orton would slither his way into the ring and cash in his briefcase. Triple H counted the 1, 2, 3, and just like that, we had a new WWE Champion. Daniel Bryan would go on to battle the Authority for numerous months until he finally reached the mountaintop once again at WrestleMania 30. But those final moments of SummerSlam 2013 had wrestling fans go from very happy to very heartbroken. Number 2, what the f***, Brock? SummerSlam 2016 main event was a match between Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, two very notable veterans who had never had a pay-per-view match against one another. The two were having an alright match. Lesnar dominated the first bit before Orton hit an RKO to the Beast on top of an announce table. Lesnar would kick out after a second RKO and eventually hit Orton with an F5. Randy Orton was able to kick out, but apparently that wasn't the smart thing to do. Brock Lesnar took his gloves off and began beating Randy Orton. Bare knuckles to the head just over and over. He started elbowing Orton in the head, and a red puddle started to form underneath the dome of the Viper. Lesnar legitimately busted Orton open, and even when the medical staff tried checking on Orton, Lesnar kept punching. The ref stopped the match, declaring Lesnar the winner. Shane McMahon, who at the time was in charge of SmackDown, came out to the ring and ate an F5 from Brock Lesnar. It was a very shocking way to end the match, and I have no idea why you would choose to end the show like that. Having one of your guys try to break another man's head until he bleeds is like, just what the f***. Number 1, tractor tipping. We were set for yet another Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns match, and even with the added last man standing stipulation, personally, I wasn't really looking forward to this match. However, that all changed when Brock Lesnar embraced his inner country-ass kicker and brought a freaking tractor to the ring. Right before the bell rang, Brock leaped off that big red machine, no relation to Kane, and put a beating on Roman Reigns. The match was pretty fun, with both guys fighting outside of the ring, near the fans, breaking tables. At one point, Lesnar put a weakened Reigns into the front of the tractor and lifted him high up into the air and dumped him into the ring. It's really silly, but it's just so great. After not being able to keep Roman down for a 10 count, Lesnar had another idea. He uses the tractor to lift up the ring, and it sends Roman Reigns tumbling to the floor. One of the most insane things to happen ever during a wrestling match. The chaos didn't end there, as Brock Lesnar delivered an F5 to his former advocate Paul Heyman through the announce table. Unfortunately for the Beast, putting the wise man through the table would be the beginning of the end. He got hit with a massive spear, and every time he got up, Roman would hit him in the face with one of his championship belts. Reigns along with the Usos, buried Lesnar under the announce table and various other things at ringside to finally put the beast away. We even got to see a Money in the Bank cash-in attempt from Austin Theory, but it didn't really go so well for him. The whole main event match was insane, and it was definitely a wild way to end the night. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for checking it out. Let me know your favorite SummerSlam moment in the comments, and let me know if there is maybe an ending or a main event I missed out on. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.